Good afternoon to you. Today we will continue with the Constitution. In the last class, we have seen election and removal of Speaker. We have also seen partly the position of Speaker and how important position he is occupying in the Constitution. Today we will see the powers and functions of the Speaker. The powers and functions of the Speaker. As you know, the Speaker is the monarch of Lok Sabha. And Speaker is the most powerful person. The Speaker is not supposed to speak because whatever he speaks is an order. He is everything. He has got wide range of powers. He has got regulatory powers, supervisory powers, administrative powers, and in addition, special powers. Let us see one by one. First, let us see what are his regulatory powers. First thing is, as you know, the Speaker maintains order and decorum in the House for conducting the business of the House. He allocates time for different kinds of business. He interprets the provisions of the Constitution and also provisions of the rules of procedure of the House. He puts the matters to vote and announce the result. He can exercise casting vote in case of tie. He admits motions, resolutions, points of order, and he allows a member to make an explanatory statement in the House after he relinquishes the ministership. He addresses the House on important matters which are under consideration of the House so that the matter is enlightened properly. He gives ruling to settle a constitutional point or a dispute in the interpretation of the what is known as the rules of procedure of the House. He adjourns the House in the absence of quorum. He allows a member to speak in his mother tongue and also make arrangement for English and Hindi translations. He allows a secret sitting at the instance of the leader of the House. And these are all his most important regulatory functions. First part we have seen. Now we will see what are his supervisory functions. First thing is, as you know, he is the head of all parliamentary committees which are under the control of Lok Sabha. Because some committees are under the control of Chairman Rajya Sabha. So as far as Lok Sabha committees are concerned, Speaker is the head of all parliamentary committees. He issues direction to the chairpersons of parliamentary committees. He directs the government to supply whatever information the committee wants, whatever information the House demands in public interest. He gives direction to the government to supply this information. He prevents unparliamentary and irrelevant expressions. Unparliamentary and irrelevant expressions. He expends such unparliamentary languages from the proceedings of the House. He makes expansion. Secondly, he recognizes the members to speak in the House. He adjourns the House in the case of disorder. Where there is a disorder, he adjourns the House. He allows the arrest of the member or service of legal summons. He admits privilege motion and issue of warrant of arrest for nabbing an alleged offender. He implements the decision of the House with regard to the punishment given to a person for breach of privilege or for contempt of the House. These are all her supervisory functions. Now, what are his administrative functions? The entire parliamentary secretariat is under his control. He regulates the lobbies and galleries for the public and press. He makes provisions for accommodation and other amenities to the members. He makes arrangements for the sittings of the House and its committees. He makes arrangements for the maintenance of parliamentary proceedings and records. He is to ensure the security of life of the members of the House and also the life of the staff and the property of the House. He can accept or reject the resignation of the member after ascertaining whether it was submitted under compulsion or not. These are all his administrative powers. Now, what are his special powers? This is very important. Special powers. He is to certify a bill after having been passed by the House. He is to write as passed by Lok Sabha, signature. This is the first power of the speaker under this category. Secondly, he is to decide whether a bill is a money bill or not. I have already told you. He is to certify that a bill is money bill or not. And the certificate of the speaker regarding the money bill cannot be questioned in any court of law. It is beyond judicial scrutiny. Even though now in the recent case of Aadhaar bill, they have said it is subject to judicial review. He is to preside over joint sitting of both the houses of parliament, which is convened to resolve the dispute over a non-money bill between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. If there is a dispute between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha over a non-money bill, then President convenes the joint session, and that joint sitting, not session, sitting, and that is presided over by Speaker. And he is to work as a channel of communication between the President and the House, because President is also part of Parliament. So, Speaker is the bridge between the House and the President. He is to act as the ex officio chairman of Inter-Parliamentary Group for all Indian Parliamentary Union. For Indian Parliamentary Union, he is to act as the ex officio chairman of Indian Parliamentary Group. He is to act as the chairman of conference of presiding officers. There is a conference which is conducted annually or biannually. That conference will be headed by he is to act as the chairman of the conference of the presiding officer. And he is to make a nomination for the parliamentary delegation. The speaker is to make a nomination. He is to make arbitrary references, deliver validity address on the expiry of the term of the House, and also make formal reference to the important national and international events. Similarly, he is to correct a patent error in a bill that has been passed by both the houses of parliament. And when the Rajya Sabha passes and it comes to Lok Sabha should pass, then it is any patent obvious errors, cosmetic changes as a result of the amendments, whatever there is a mistake in the class, table of class, table of contents, punctuations, these patent errors can be corrected by the speaker. Speaker has the powers. And most importantly, remember, he has got remarkable powers over the members to ensure smooth conduct of the business of the House. Rule 373, Rule 373, 374, 374A, 373, 374 and 374A. These rules of procedure of Lok Sabha give immense powers to the Speaker. I have already explained this. Under Rule 373, I have explained this in the parliamentary procedure. Rule 373, the Speaker can direct a member to withdraw from the House immediately if the member misbehaves. If the member misbehaves, obstructs the conduct of the House, in that case, the Speaker can ask the member under Rule 373 to withdraw from the House. Remember, the member so named, he has to withdraw from the House and shall remain absent during the remainder of the sitting, only for that day. Remainder of the sitting, underline the word remainder of the sitting. Remainder of the sitting. This is only in the case of gross disorder. And most importantly, in this case, there is no need for any motion. In other words, it is totally within the prerogative of the Speaker. There is no need for the House to agree to her or his decision. This is Rule 373. Next comes Rule 374A. In the event of grave business disorder caused due to the member or group of members obstructing the house persistently, shouting slogans, then the speaker can name the member, underline, name the member or name the members. The moment the person is named, the member is named, he should withdraw from the house. Mere naming is enough. Mere naming is enough. And he should withdraw from the house. And he will remain absent for 5 consecutive sittings. For 5 consecutive sittings or remainder of the session, whichever is less. Suppose the session is going to end tomorrow, then obviously only till tomorrow. Or if the session is going to end only after 15 days, then 5 consecutive sittings. 5 consecutive sittings, he will remain absent. Again, there is no need for any motion of the house. There is no need for any motion of the house to pass the motion. It is within the powers of the speaker to name the member under Rule 374A. Remember, this was introduced when Rule 373 and 374 was not very effective. Why it was not effective? 373 is only for the remainder of the sitting, whereas 374 requires the motion to be passed by the house, and 374A, the speaker has the powers on suo motu powers if the member misbehaves, obstructs the conduct of the house, raising slogans or throwing papers, and as a result the conduct of the house is obstructed by the behavior of the member, then the speaker will name the member. The moment that the member is named, he should withdraw from the house and shall remain absent. Or how many days? 5 consecutive sittings, or till the remainder of the session, whichever is less. If the remainder of the session is more than 5, only 5. If the remainder of the session is next day or within 2 days, only 2 days. So in this case, most importantly, remember, there is no need for the motion of the house. Secondly, another important point, for revocation of the suspension, motion is required. For revocation of the suspension, motion is required. Let us say Mr. A member of Lok Sabha has been suspended under Rule 374A for 5 consecutive sitting. Next day there is very important meeting. So the leader of opposition comes and requests the speaker, please revoke. Yes, she can revoke, but only upon the motion being passed by the House. So the speaker has the powers to suspend. For revocation, speaker has no powers. It has to be passed by a motion, is to be passed, then only he can be revoked. So this is the most important power. But remember, most importantly, such a long catalog of powers of the speaker is only illustrative, because we cannot completely tabulate all the powers. It is only illustrative. By no means it is exhaustive. Any study of powers of the speaker in practice, what is going on in practice, shows that he has not been able to gain adequate high level of dignity which is enjoyed by the English speaker. In House of Commons, what is the speaker? That much respect and dignity our speaker could not get for various reasons. I am not attributing any special reason or individual, because there were days I remember to read an article in which Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Prime Minister, wanted to meet Mavalankar, who was the first speaker. So Pandit Nehru rang up Mavalankar and said, I want to meet you. And see, according to the warrant of president, Prime Minister is the third. President, Vice President and Prime Minister. And Speaker is only fourth. And Speaker immediately replied, no, I am coming. Tell me the time, I will come. But Prime Minister Nehru said, no, you don't come. You don't come, because you are representing the House. House represents the nation. I will come. So Pandit Nehru went to Speaker's house and met the Speaker. This was a time. So much respect was used to be given by the Prime Minister and other members of cabinet to the Speaker. What is today? Maybe Maybe the same respect may be getting now today also, but I gave an illustration. But that is not possible in Indian context, because in English what happens is, once a speaker, always a speaker. Once a speaker, always a speaker. Because the speaker, once he becomes a speaker, he resigns from the party. He resigns from the party. So he becomes totally non-partisan. And he remains entire life, he remains as a speaker. He is not contested at all. Even in election, there is no opposition candidate against a speaker. He is re-elected any number of times. That is why the saying goes, once a speaker, always a speaker. But that is not possible in India, because of the political, you cannot be completely cut off from the politics. That is why Mavalankar, he said, we should remain as the partyman outside the parliament. We should remain a non-partyman inside the parliament. That is his words. That he suggested he could establish another tradition of remaining above politics inside the house, while living like a man of politics outside the house. With the passage of the time, the importance and position of the speaker, no doubt, has declined to a considerable extent. This is not because the time is like that. You cannot have a speaker completely non-partisan, because speaker is elected by the ruling party, and every human being is wanted to be grateful. Ingratitude is not a good virtue. So naturally, but at the same time, there are many speakers in India who have maintained absolute integrity and dignity, and without any partition, they have conducted the house. With this, we will end. The next class we will take up the other provision.